I'm in a small office in Berlin. Nothing fancy, a plain room, a table, coffee I haven't touched. Across from me is a guy whose company has been in this market for decades. They build hardware. Software was never really their world. And he looks at me and goes, honestly, your product is better than ours. And what he's really saying is, we would rather run your software on our hardware than keep building our own. And I just nod. Calm, like I hear that every day. But in my head it's like, did he actually say that? 9 years. 9 years of doors that wouldn't open. And the guy across this table is the one who finally said it out loud. I should have been on top of the world. And part of me was, but driving home that night, the thing I couldn't stop thinking about wasn't the meeting. It was that I hadn't posted a video in 6 months. To understand why I disappeared, you have to understand what TaxiFusion is and how long it took to get here. TaxiFusion is software for taxi and ride-share fleets, companies that run cars with drivers. If you're in the US, think the Uber and Lyft side of the market. In Germany, you don't really get to choose to skip it. There's a tax law that says every trip has to be recorded by certified software with certified hardware in the car. If you don't have it, you get fined. So TaxiFusion handles the trip recording, the driver and the vehicle data, the paperwork the tax office wants, and the part nobody else really solved. When a driver runs Uber or Bolt or takes a card payment through SumUp, the numbers those platforms show don't always match the numbers the meter has recorded. We take them and match them against each other. That's a huge part of why people switch to us. My partners and I started building it in 2017. And for most of these 9 years, growth was slow, like painfully slow. The taxi industry is one of the most resistant industries you can build for. Businesses run the same way for like 20-30 years. Getting them to switch anything is like pulling a teeth. We knocked on every door. Most of them didn't open at all. And honestly, there were years where I didn't know if it was going to work. And we almost shut it down entirely. One of our co-founders burned out and quit for a while. We stopped, we moved to other jobs, and that was the lowest point we ever had. Because that's the moment you start wondering if it's the project that's broken or if it's you. But we kept it alive, and then a deadline hit. January 1st, 2026. The grace period everyone had been ignoring for years finally ran out. Every taxi in Germany had to be on certified software. Every Uber driver too. Fines up to 25,000 euros per vehicle if you aren't compliant. And we were certified. Which sounds small until you realize how few companies actually clear that bar. There's a reason there aren't many of us in this space. We had to fight for it too, in ways I can't fully get into yet. And we won that fight. And just like that, 9 years started to make sense. Sign-ups pretty much every day, support tickets stacking up, onboarding calls back to back, almost overnight. That's when it stopped being a side project in my head and started being a real company. That's the whole story. Growth, partnerships, a company that finally works. And all of it was true. I was proud of it, and I still am. But here's what that actually costs. Because the way it looks from the outside is nothing like how it feels on the inside. By the time any of that happened, I had been working pretty much non-stop for the last year. I'm talking like traveling across Germany multiple times, events, demos, onboarding calls on the road. There was not a single day I didn't work on TaxiFusion, not one. And most of these days were like 10 to 12 hours or more. I'm not complaining about that. I chose it. I would choose it again. There's something really clarifying about being all in on something you actually believe in. But what I didn't notice until I kind of had to is everything else was quietly putting on hold. The people I cared about who just kept getting, I will call you when things calm down. My health, I stopped training, the thing I used to do just for myself, for no reason other than I liked them. And YouTube, this channel was one of the first things I dropped because It felt like the thing I could let go without immediate consequences. That's why I disappeared. Not one big dramatic reason, just that. And the whole time I was gone, I kept telling myself the same thing. I will get back to it when things settle, when the compliance rush is done, when the partnerships closes, when things calm down. And what I realized is that things don't really calm down. Not when you're building something that actually works. So if you're waiting for calm to start living, you are waiting pretty much forever. And that's what actually changed. I stopped waiting for a quiet moment. And I did one thing I had been putting off the longest. I booked a trip to Japan in September. I've wanted to go to Japan since I was a kid. Not as a business trip, not as a reward for hitting some numbers, just because some part of me has wanted to see it for so long. YouTube is part of the same reset, not something I squeeze into whatever time is left. 2 videos a month, scheduled, maybe not perfect, but that's fine. In this channel, going forward, I want it to be about that tension. The tension of building something real while trying not to lose yourself in it. Because I think that's the part people don't talk about enough. There are a lot of channels about strategy, about growth, about the numbers. I want to talk about what it actually feels like to be in it. If you keep going through years where nothing is working, the doors won't open, the people leaving, the doubts, and then it all of a sudden works, that's what I want to document and what you have to protect while you are in it. 2 videos a month. See you then. Bye.